I'm here with Ki from the Oxymorrons. Thank you for being here, man.
Oh, man, thank you.
And the best part, for people that don't know, and the way that I know you, back in the day,
Facts.
back like 4 years ago, maybe five,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago,
Yeah.
I used to go every single morning to a lovely place called Blossom du Jour
Yeah.
on 44th and 9th.
Yeah. 44 for 9.
And you would be working there.
Yeah. I used to work the morning shift.
Exactly, and I would see you every morning.
Every
and
morning
then
before you went.
and
school.
honestly, guys, say, it was one of the best times. Like I knew like I was gonna get off the train. That was where I was gonna get some lunch, and it was always gonna be a nice interaction with you.
Yeah.
Where I was gonna say what's up to you, and then as we kept going, that's when I started to learn a little bit more about music and more about you.
Yeah.
And then, and then you guys kind of took off. And
Right.
then 4 years down the line, once I started this and you're where you're at right now, here we are again. But I'm very happy to have you on, man.
Yeah, man. I'm happy. I'm happy you found me, bro.
Yeah.
Cause like really, when you text me, I was like, and it's still on my phone. Cause your nickname to me is Kid Felix.
Yeah.
So instantly it was like Kid Felix on my phone. I was like, Kid Felix. I was like, oh snap! Like, dang, I haven't heard from you in like forever.
I know.
And like, what's cool about it is the fact that when we did speak, when you like left or whatever, like we did say we was gonna keep in touch
Yes, sir.
eventually.
Yes,
Like
sir.
we're gonna keep in touch.
And I was always following you guys on the social medias. I was keeping up. And
Dope,
then
dope.
and I think, when did you stop working there?
I think literally maybe a year, or maybe 7 months after.
Okay.
Like I stopped seeing when you dipped out, because I was there, but it was just getting, it was crazy. I'm like, I'm good. I used to be there. I think I used to give you like free cookies. And
Yeah,
shit, 'cause
I
didn't
know
give a
you
fuck.
would
I'm
bless it
blessed.
with.
I bless people, man. Like I don't be caring. I'll be like, yo, if they're great people, I'm like, man, bro, here, man, you deserve this.
Get some good cookies. Anyways, so before we get into it, what's a little something we don't know about you?
Well, I was two things. One, a lot of people don't know because of just seeing me face value, unless I have, a Cowboy Bebop t-shirt, then you know. But I'm a like super anime video gamer, comic book nerd. I'm like that guy. Like I used to watch a lot of WWE. Then I had to stop because it got too funny. But yeah, I'm like that guy. But a lot of unless you pay attention to my social media, you wouldn't know. I mean, I drop gems, but it just might sound like I'm just trying to be cool. But I'm like spiritual, super spiritual.
Really?
Like I pray and meditate every day. Like I'm like super in tune with my spiritual self and the people around me, I guess. I think everyone should be. I don't have a per se religion that I believe in. I grew up as a Catholic. So most of my life I grew up as that, and then I went to Catholic school. And then, no lie, I'm sorry, Catholics, but like I started seeing some weird shit. Like, can I curse, by the way?
You can curse as much as you
I
want.
started seeing some weird shit, and now it's like, yo, I didn't understand certain things. Just like when I was a kid, oh man, it's the first time I'm ever gonna tell this story like live. Wow, it's a big
I'm
story.
excited.
A lot of people that like are close to me know this story, but like I'm about to tell the world this story. Woo.
Go for it. I mean, I'm here.
As a kid, this was like the first like thing that made me go, like what the fuck is going on? I remember my teacher, she was a nun. I ain't gonna put your name on blast. But my teacher, she was a nun, and I'm gonna do a fast version of it. My one of my close friends, he's like my cousin. He's like my cousin, and he does art, beast artist. Like he was like he'll carve your face out of wood, type. Like he's beast Eduardo. He's about to be working for Marvel. I'm putting it in the universe now. But like he's like super beast with it, and we're doing an art competition, and the first place, second place, third place, and I already know he's gonna make it first place because he's the beast. Like he already, like he started in school and then like I think it was like he was in school for like on his sophomore year in college. They already started teaching in school because he's like gifted in that way. And so I drew this picture of a clown. I'm like, I ain't gonna win nothing. That was like it's like past like psychological stuff. I was like overweight, chubby, dark-skinned kid from the hood. So instantly you like lost every cool point you could get. You gotta like, you're overweight, you're dark-skinned. Like, that's real shit. Like, as much as it might sound like, oh, it's cool to be dark-skinned now. But like back then it wasn't that cool. And then, like you had to battle that stuff. And it was always like, you're not good enough behind like stay behind the class kind of thing, or just general in life. That's what a lot of things that I've dealt with. Can't speak for everyone, but that's what it was like for me. And so in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna draw this, and whatever happened, I ain't tripping. Like, I'm not gonna win, but who cares? And then so all the teachers had to vote, like from grade like 5th to 8th, whatever, had to vote, whatever, who's the winners. So, they called third place. I forgot who it was. Shout out to whoever third place was. I don't remember you, bro. But whoever it was, they were lit because they made third place. And I'm like clapping like, damn, I definitely win shit. Because if I ain't make third place, I'm not winning nothing. And then they're like, second place. And they called my name. And I was like, whoa. Like, I made second place. And then, my cuz definitely made first place, like always. But I made second place, and I got up, and I was like so excited. Now, when I walked up, and your teacher is supposed to give you a prize. And I walked up to her, and she was like, you see what you drew? And I was like, yeah. She was like, this is what you're going to be when you fucking grow up. A fucking clown. And threw my fucking gift at me. And when she threw it at me, like literally hit me, and I shattered on the inside. And at that moment, bro, it was like, at that moment, I was so confused. First of all, you're a nun, you're a grown-ass lady, and you're my teacher. So, like, this is the person that's guiding me. But I started to think, it's either A, I'm going to be that quiet kid that's sitting in the back and, like, all messed up and possibly might have no friends because people want to think he's weird and listens to still anime and, like, play with his Yu-Gi-Oh cards all day. Or it's time to turn the fuck up and show these dudes, like, what you're about. And you can see what card I picked. And that was the day I say K.I. was born. Literally, at that moment, I was like, fuck that. And I started stunting.
How old are you?
I was in the 5th grade, so I had to be like 10.
Wow. So you feel like that was like a huge turning point in your life?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, that shit. That moment right there, literally, I don't know what you want to call it. Like K.I., ego, whatever it was. Like, they say get rid of your ego, but at the same exact time, like, that shit fueled me. Like, because it was like, nah, everyone keeps saying you ain't shit, but like, nah, fuck that. You are the shit. And I'm a big person on self-love. You have to love yourself. Not saying that to walk around and be like, I'm greater than you or I'm better than you, but say, like, yeah, I'm the shit. And then if someone says I'm the shit, like, hell yeah, you are the shit too. Like, love them because we all are together. That's part of the spirituality and like knowing yourself. Once you start knowing yourself, you start knowing everyone else around you because it goes down to like, some rosters might say I and I, because like I am you and you are me. Like, we are together. If I could understand myself fully, I would start to be able to like, when you're freaking out, I could put myself in your shoes, and then I could be like, oh, I get it. He's just bugging out right now, or I understand what you're dealing with, and we could understand each other. But a lot of people don't do that. But I think that's the meaning of life: is to understand yourself until forever, because you're constantly changing and growing. So that's like just like you're gonna be doing that, and that's endless. But yeah, like kept the school, and then when I was in there, my deacon called me a heathen because I didn't put money in the collection plate. And after that, I was like, all right, something's wrong. I'm being called a heathen because I'm a fucking 10-year-old kid that can't put money in a plate. This is weird now. So now I gotta like step back and look at, all right, what's cool? I know God loves me. I know God like, and then there's stories about like, as a kid when I did I'm telling mad deep shit.
Go.
Fuck.
I love it. As much as you want.
It's shit that I only tell like people that I really sit down with, but fuck it, because
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with you, bro. So you got me saying shit to the
As
world.
much as you want.
Let's just say if a kid told you, if you're a godly person and a kid told you that they had a conversation with someone else that's very like godly,
Y-
would wouldn't you believe them?
Yes.
But that's what happened to me after this too. Like this was like the final straw. It was like they all laughed, like teachers laughed, everybody laughed, and I was so confused. I'm like, all right, I'm in a place of where I'm learning, but it's a place of worship as well because it's a Catholic school. So it's like, all right, niggas is backwards here. Something's backwards. It don't make no sense. So after that, I went to Lutheran school, which opened my mind. I'm like, oh, there's other religions. And then my friend, he was Christian. So I started looking into Christian. And then my brother, he was Muslim. So like, I started looking in through the Quran and I'm like looking at all his books. So then through my journey of like finding who I am, because a friend of mine said, hey, Ash, like, I said, yo, Ash, like, you do this. Like say for instance, it was like, whenever something is funny, you rub your nose. And he goes, you do that? And I was like, really? And I started thinking like, what gave them the right to know before me? That's weird. I'm with myself every day and I don't know that. I'm like, I need to start taking time out to know who the fuck I am. So I just started asking my parents, like, why did you call me my name? What does my birthday mean? Looked into my horoscope. And as I started doing that after a while, I started realizing like, I believe everyone, this is what I believe, you could take it or not, and don't shoot darts at me. And I ain't shooting darts at y'all because I believe that if we're all pushing towards the same goal as peace, we straight. Just because you went left and I decided to go right don't mean that we're not gonna make it to the same place. It's just different destinations. There's always different routes to get to the same goal, which is like peace and love and the higher power. So I believe that everyone should have their own religion because I feel like there's too many outsiders dictating your connection with your God. And that's what I think, like you shouldn't be doing that because God said, like, how are you telling me, like, this is my connection with me and this person. How are you coming in? Like, granted, you could say, hey, man, this is good for you because this might hurt you. That's two different things. But you telling me how I should communicate with my God is bad. Like, I personally, I feel like God knows me. He knows when I'm going to communicate with him. He knows how I communicate with him. He knows when I'm tripping or not. So, like, that's that's my thing. I believe everyone should have their own religion. I don't have, per se, a religion. I study the good in all religion except, like, satanic. I don't fuck that shit. But I study, like, even, like Kabbalah, like all that shit, bro. Like I take
When
in
you say
all,
study,
yeah,
what does studying for you entail? When just reading the holy
like
books
reading
or
it and understanding it, and to the point where like, oh, this fits with me. You know what? I might add this into my life. Like like studying and like, and it's just like picking up books, watching TV. To the point now, it's like God communicates with me with just like, because He knows I like anime. So I'll be watching something in anime, and then they'll say some most deepest shit. I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? I like that's the most deepest shit of what I'm going through in my life right now. And then I look it up. They're talking about, the most craziest spiritual shit, like the anime Avatar. Like Aang was going through a spiritual journey, bro. Like dealing with when he like met that dude. I forget his name, but he was like doing Hindu, and then like he went through like so like the whole even outer body and like I look the way you see this time I'm gonna break it down. Like I look at Avatar, right? Avatar is like how they have all the elements. Just like in your horoscope, there's like, Gemini's our air element and Sagittarius is fire and and Taurus is earth. I look at that. It's the way it is. And you look at the way they all act, it's kind of the same. Like Gemini, I'm a Gemini. It's air, I'm very free, chill, relax, flowing like air. Like Aang was, like, and for some reason I can't think of his name. The fire dude. Like Sagittarius like that because they're very like when you get them started they like that, but they free flowing as well, and that's why. And it's funny because they became best friends. At the end of it, it was beefing, but they became best friends, and it's like that's how Gemini is and like fire signs are like or air signs and fire signs are like they could be friends, but if they clash, it's like the most craziest shit. But and just like earth signs or like a Virgo. Virgo makes a decision, that's his decision. Like and that's it, like a rock. So that's how I look at it and adapt that into my real life. Or like I live by this mantra. When I heard Goku said, where there's a will, there's a way, literally in my mind, there's nothing I cannot do as long as I gotta find a path. If I have the willpower to go get it, I get it. And that's what I put in my mind. And I understood that at a young age. So yeah, like literally, like whatever you want. And I think everyone else should do that. Whatever you want in your life, whether it's girl, boy, the new job, a house, some Jordans, jewelry, because I love jewelry and shit, even though I'm not wearing it. Pardon my non-freshness today, because I was just chilling, but because I left the gym and came straight here. And yeah, whatever it is, like focus on, even like being athletic. Like I said, I was 320. Changed my whole lifestyle.
320?
Yeah, bro, it was like
When?
320. I started my weight gain journey when I met you. Like I started like little by little going to the gym, understanding, but then I was big dude, bro. Like if I show you old photos, you're gonna be, oh, he slapped. Like you won't like, yeah, I'm like two different people now, bro.
What was that change? What prompted you to drop down?
It was a bunch of things. Me wanting to like fit certain clothes because I love fashion. And I wanted to get like swaggy and stuff like that. So it's like me wanting to change that. Health. I wanted to be healthy, bro. Like I don't want to like not be able to do something nobody else can do. You know what I mean? I feel that. And then heartbreak kind of like ignited that fuel because I was like, nah, I got to turn up. And like next time she see me, I can't be looking crazy, bro. I got like 10 times better than I was before. So all of that stuff. And in the process of me doing that, I wanted to find myself. I'm like finding myself more so. So all of that in a nutshell. I know I just said a lot of shit.
How did you? Was it mostly diet, working out? How did you kind of go through that process?
At first it was like more. It was more of a diet at first. Like I still live the same way because a diet is only like it's like a moment in time. You get off and on diets. Like lifestyle changes is like you're doing it forever.
Right.
So I don't eat red meats. I don't eat fried foods. I barely eat snacks. I don't eat cookies and shit like that, barely. If you see me grab a cookie, it's because I'm starving. But like I usually don't do that. I don't do dairy at all. So that's why I like being at Blossom. But being there kind of helped me because I was like, oh shit, I could just eat this.
Are you a vegan now?
No. At the moment, I'm pescatarian.
Okay.
I've been doing it for 3 months, but I'm probably gonna go back.
How's that going?
It was good. It sucked during tour.
Right.
During tour, it was like terrible because like it's hard to find food. And I'm eating more carbs, and I don't want to do that because my body just like sucks up carbs. But yeah, I don't eat all those stuff. So I don't eat like even my mom would buy me a cake for my birthday. I don't eat the cake. I blow the candles out and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not eating this shit. But I was that focused and dedicated. Like once the type of person I am, once I decided to be like, yo, that's it, blackout. And that's like a gift and a fear at the same exact time because when you get into that mode where you're being like, fuck everything else, this is it. Like, I don't know what that might bring. Even though it's like kind of like being afraid of your own success, but not really, because I'm not afraid of my own success. It's more of a sense of like being so caught up within myself that I lose everything else around me. That's what I'm afraid of. And it's like, nah, I don't want to ever do that because I care about everybody around me way too much. And I care about people I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'll see some chap on the road and be like, damn, like, I wish I could fucking stop and just give him $1 million. Like whatever it is. I care about a lot of people, so yeah. But that was like my goal, and I just started doing it. I started going in.
And you kind of talked about in the beginning, being younger and being overweight and just kind of like, I guess, I'd imagine like toying with your self-esteem. Like how did you find, and then and you're big now, or you've been vocal at least thus far, and even on social media I've seen as well about finding self-love. How did you find that self-love, and if there are other people out there that are struggling with those same kind of issues that you had when you were younger, how would you kind of go about telling them to help them?
Uh, First thing is to be honest with yourself. And what I mean by that is like, look at yourself and say, all right, this is what I don't like and this is what I do like. Don't sugarcoat it for yourself because it doesn't, like, you know, like you might see a friend that's overweight, like, oh, you're just a little fat. Like, nah, bro, fucking fat. Like, just change, like, be real with yourself. Like, because a friend could sit there and say, be nice to you and all the other stuff. You should not be able to lie to yourself because once you're lying to yourself, you're causing yourself damage. So it's like, be honest with yourself. That was the first thing I did. I looked in the mirror. I was like, fuck, I don't like this. And then actually making the steps of changing yourself. It don't need to be like the greatest big steps, but just little steps. Like if you want to go to the gym more, go to the gym. Even if you go to the gym for 5 minutes, do it every day. That 5 minutes later on will turn into an hour. Like it's just taking the steps. Like I couldn't do one pull-up. Bro, I'm like doing malice. I could throw my body around. I'm like 230. And I'm throwing my body around. That just shows you how strong I got throughout the time. Like I was always an active kid. I was 320, but now I'm 230 and I could like lift myself up or do whatever. Because all willpower is all in the mind. Like I could do it. So it's just that. And then you have to start telling yourself like, yo, I'm like, coach yourself. Like in your mind, I'm beautiful. I'm great. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm fucking gorgeous. Like appreciate yourself. And then start getting to know yourself, whether it's what I did spiritually, like understanding why I do certain things or pick up certain books, start doing things that make you generally happy, start hanging around people that generally make you happy. Because some people are not good for you, bro. Like you ever hang out with somebody and after you hang out with them, you feel sleepy? Like,
Yeah.
like you just like, you feel fucking drained, bro. Like you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like that's, I don't know. For me, I learned that it's not a sign. I'm gonna keep it funky. That's not a sign. That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
And that means that person that you're spending time with loves you and they're pulling all your fucking energy away and walking off with like, la la. And you're like, yo, give me some energy back. What the fuck? Like, and you're not getting that from whoever it is, whether it's a significant other or your friend. If you're spending a lot of time with them, that means you're draining yourself and that's not good. You gotta like bring it back to yourself. And yeah, really start spending time with yourself. I went through a fucked up time where I had no choice. So I was just alone, whether I was alone in my room, thinking about stuff. I wrote down a list. I wrote a goal list. I said, this is stuff that I want. I closed that book and I forgot about it, bro. Like, and then one day I was like cleaning up my room, I opened the book. I was like, oh shit. I completed 98% of the shit on that list because my mind was like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I didn't even need to like go back and look at the book. But even if you do have to go back and look at the book, fine. That's cool. Whatever works out for you, don't beat yourself up off of that shit. Just as long as you're making the steps to do it and it's whatever. If you always want to paint. Like start doing those goals because the new you does all those things that you want. And in order to get to the new you, you got to start making the steps that the new version of yourself have. So it's like if I wanted to be fit, I gotta start hitting the gym because the new version of me is there, like waiting for me. Like, bro, if you want to hang out with me, like start going to the gym. Like, bro, if you want to, like, I work out, I paint, I do all this stuff that you want to do, but you'll never get to that mode to get there. And nor if, like, say if you want, like, you're trying to attract love, whatever. The love that you want loves the new version of yourself. So if you're still the old version of yourself, you're never gonna attract the new version of yourself. So you have to start making the steps to the new version of yourself. And that's why, like, they say, when you're living in your purpose, when you're just doing your thing, all of a sudden everybody starts popping up. Like, yeah, because you're shifting your frequency. You're not telling yourself, I ain't shit. No one wants to hang out with someone that's like a Debbie Downer. Like, no one wants to hang out. If you're like feeling positive and you're telling yourself, like, there's some days you're gonna wake up and be like, I feel like crap. I'm a nobody. But you always gotta stop and be like, no, like, I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I don't care if people think that you're cocky. Be cocky, because you know your true self. Because if you could still, like, if you could stop and tell someone else they're beautiful, then that's all that matters. Like, build yourself up, because I know if you're, like, hurt and you're in that pit, you got to find it. Like originally I was a kid. My first thing I did was get into fashion. I was like, damn, they think I ain't shit, but I gotta be the freshest dude out. Like I'm gonna be the freshest kid. I'm gonna have jewelry and like all that stuff. Like fuck that, I'm a stunt. I feel like every stunner had a broken heart somewhere, like they even hurt. And I just started stunting, and that was my way to coop it. But after a while, you can't use outside things to kind of fill up those gaps. You gotta like fill up yourself, and then like allow those outside things just be an accessory to like who you are. That's why whether you wear, I could put on a SpongeBob t-shirt and still walk in here like I got Louis Vuitton on. It doesn't matter. Like you gotta have that spirit. But those were the steps I did as a kid. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get into fashion and like looking good and doing all this extra stuff. So then I kind of transformed into that kid that like I'll play Final Fantasy in The Sims and then like be dressed in like the 11s, like in Jordans and like, or whatever, or have some brand that no one knew. Like I was rocking like Mesquite before anyone ever did or whatever, like years ago. And I was always that kid because I played with that line of being that. And then like I said, I love jewelry. I still love jewelry. Like I said, I left the gym today. I don't have jewelry on me, but I love jewelry. Like I even started like studying jewelry where different stones, like moissanite. Moissanite is a man-made stone that like it looks and will test like a diamond unless you have a moissanite reader. If you don't have a moissanite reader, you'll never know. So there's a lot of rappers out there. Y'all got a lot of moissanite on, I promise you. And it's okay. If you do, like me personally, like I like the fun of jewelry. I like the idea of jewelry and all that stuff. And I like the creativity behind it. So I would like love to get real shit because it's like the culture. But if you're just a dude that just want to stunt in front of girls, yo, go get your moissanite, bro. Like they don't know the difference. They'll never know. You're just doing it for shine. It's okay. Plus your pocket's gonna be like your pocket's gonna be good. It doesn't matter, bro. Like just don't front. If they say, is that chain rope? Yeah, I'm good. I look good.
You said you pray and meditate every day.
Yeah.
What is that? How do you go about meditating? What does that kind of look like to you, and how many times a day, and what goes on in your mind, or what place do you like to get to when you're doing that? Because everybody prays and meditates differently.
Yeah. For me, like I have like a long, like so far I finished one stage of my, like on the way here, I finished a one section of my prayer because I have like this long prayer where like it takes a minute, and then my brain is very like, you can tell by the way I'm like talk about mad shit. My brain skips around like, so that's what helps me write music too, because it's like my brain is always thinking of like mad ideas. So sometimes like my ADD ass like takes forever to like get it done, but I pray for my family, my friends. I pray for the things that they need. Like if my friend complained to me about like I won't say who, but one of my friends is like going through like love issues and wants to fix some shit. I pray for them. I pray for that shit. And I go like, and I pray for people I haven't seen in years. I pray for people that like, I pray for girls that it didn't work out and they might think I don't think about them. I pray for them every day. I pray for people that I would see. We weren't like, we never talked, but I would see all the time. But I found out like, oh, they like fell and got hurt, like they injured their leg. I'll pray for them every day. And even after their leg is healed, I probably still pray for them. You know what I mean? That's just like what I do. So I pray for a bunch of people, then I pray for all the stuff that I want in my life. And then I read like Psalms, throughout the Bible, whatever. And then I have this book that I live by. Like this shit like saved my life and helped me realize, all right, I'm gonna say this shit and everybody like, so when, like, and for some reason when I said this shit now and like the first person to say it that was like so big in media was Kanye West, and I just happen to slightly resemble the motherfucker, and like his birthday is literally June 8th, and mine is June 7th, and like we're like, I feel like we're like the same but very different at the same time, but like the first day I realized that I am God, like, and when I say that, like, some people be like, like, you're not the Almighty, or no one's like, I'm like, I get it, bro. Like, we all God. It's like much like I say, I'm my dad. Like, we have the same DNA. I'm pretty sure, like, Thor doesn't come down and be like, oh shit, I'm just a human. Nah, I'm a fucking demigod, bro. Like, that's what like, yeah, you keep that energy. Just like all of us should, like, we all are God. You just gotta realize the divine energy that's inside of you. I never said you ain't either. I just said I am one. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like everyone should believe that. Now, if you don't want to, that's your prerogative. I'm not here to force you to do shit, but me studying, I realized that in multiple books, it tells you the same shit. Like, you are like a part of him. You are him. Not when I say I'm God, I don't mean like I am the Almighty and everyone will listen to me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I have God energy in me, and even which I want to say Corinthians something, but I can't remember this. Have it in my phone. Jesus even says, like, bro, like, you are God. Like, everyone, like, so people, do your research on that shit before you start beating yourself up. Like just don't get cocky with it. Don't feel like you are the everything. That's it. But after that, take that in. That's the whole purpose of like going back and knowing yourself. Because when you start knowing yourself, you start knowing God. And that's why it's like a 360 kind of thing. But I started, like, the day I started finding out I was God, I found this book that helped me called The Art of Peace. It was 2 books. One book, I let my friend Greg borrow it, and he never gave it back. I don't remember the title, but
Give it back, Greg.
Yeah, give it back, Greg. I should text him. He's in Texas. He probably lost that shit. But I'm gonna hit him up and see if I can find it. But that book helped me to think about nothing. Like, wow. Literally, I know how to think about
That's
nothing.
The hardest thing in the world.
Super hard. And like for some time I lost it. I was like, fuck, I gotta get back.
How does one get to not thinking about anything? Also, what's that feel like?
What helped me to get to not think about anything is to understand. See, like, I'm a daydreamer. So, like, even when I was a kid, like, on my report cards, Ashley, a great student, but, like, he daydreams. Every report card like that. My mom still kept all my report cards, so, like, you'll see it in every single one. Thinking about nothing, which goes back into meditating, is that space. You ever be like so focused on something, you just be like zoned out, and you don't even know when they snap you out of it. You don't even know if you were thinking or not thinking. You're just like, yeah, you don't even know what happened. That's meditation. It's to get into that gap where you're like thinking about something and not thinking about something. It's like you're just like here. And they say that when you're praying, you're talking to God, and when you're meditating, God is talking to you. So it's like you just get into that. That's why when you get out of it, you're just like, oh, like, you're just in this B space.
Now, how would you, for people who aren't religious?
Yeah. How do I explain that?
How does somebody who's not religious get into a meditative mindset?
Cool. That's a great answer. That's a great question. I mean,
Thank you.
Like, I think like I was saying, like, going back into everyone daydreams. You don't need to believe in God in order to be like zoned the fuck out. It's just, that's why I think we're like, it's in that space where they get like, or, like, people that like, another thing that people don't know about me until they really talk to me, I don't smoke. We don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do none of that shit. But like, I've tried it. I know what it's like to get high. So it's like, if you know that people that smoke, they don't believe, if you know that feeling when you just smoke and you just fucking zombie mode, that's that space. But like, now it's like you're consciously putting your mind into it. So the first steps I started doing was sitting down and being like, all right, following my breath. So I'll breathe in and out, like long breaths, like, and when you think you're about to about to be done, you keep going. And all of a sudden, when you're following your breath, you kind of like, it's kind of like putting on like sounds of nature and actually paying attention. Eventually, it'll just be like, you're gonna like either fall asleep or whatever, because some people fall asleep during meditation when they first start, and that's okay. Like, if you fall asleep, doesn't mean you just got into like a real comfortable space. And that's cool. Just do it. Do it again like the next day. I start off, I still do because I be doing so much a day. I do I start off 10 minutes a day. And now I do up to like 12,
And
something like that.
do you have to, like, what's it look like? Do you have to sit down somewhere? Do you have to?
I have to sit down somewhere. I usually put on headphones. I have this app called Calm, and I'm just giving them a free plug. Shout out to Calm.
Sponsor them, Calm.
Yeah, sponsor the show, man. Hit up Felix, bro. Give us some discount apps, something like. But like, Calm, super cool app. It has everything. If you have problems with sleeping, if you have like meditation, dealing with anxiety, because I deal with that shit sometimes. It's like all of that stuff in this app, and so I would put that on before that. I found the app. I would put on like go on YouTube and just look up relaxing meditation music and just like put it on and really focus in and try to get into that space. And me, I'm a feeler and visual person. So like when I'm like meditating, if I like the best way to kind of describe it is like if something pops up into my mind about like whatever, I try to erase it. Like it's a chalkboard, like erase it off your brain, like I get back into focus. But what helps me stay into focus is just by following my breath. And then eventually, it's weird because eventually when you fall into it, like say if you time yourself for 10 minutes, you have your alarm on. When you fall into it, you'll just hear your alarm. You'll be like it's like this. It's like that's why some people like can meditate for so long, because the meditator, like the person that's going through it, it doesn't feel like you're sitting there for an hour. It feels like literally maybe 10 minutes. If you're doing an hour for like 10 minutes, 10 minutes feels like one. Like I'll be sitting there and then I hear like my app be like, well, thank you for it. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm done. But when I'm like focused, sometimes you might have those days where like it's hard to like clear your mind. And that's fine. As long as you keep doing it, like I do it every day. Like I don't miss a day. Like I'll just be like, I'll do whatever. I'll stop wherever. I'll do whatever I gotta do. So I feel like if you don't believe in something, like, because in my head I'm like, it's kind of hard to like want to meditate and not believe in anything. I don't. I'm not saying that you have to have a certain. That's why I said I don't. It doesn't have to like me. Like I take all the good. So I love Jesus. I love Buddha. I love Ganesh. I love all that's just me. Like I love God. Like even like the Catholic God. Like that's my guy. He put me on. Like. But even if you don't believe in all that like stuff and you're just like that, I feel like the fact that you want to meditate is allowing yourself, you're connecting spirit to like for you don't even want to meditate, that's just like you're connecting yourself spiritually regardless. So it's like if you don't believe in shit and you're trying to meditate, it's kind of like just sitting down, And so it's kind of weird like to do so. But if you like, your best bet is to know that there's more out there than in the physical.
Okay.
And that's how I believe it. Whether it's, I don't care if you believe in aliens, bro. I don't like whatever it is. Just know that there's more than what we see on a day-to-day basis, and that's what's gonna help you to allow you to go beyond.
We're gonna take a quick break because we gotta talk about Manscaped. Support for Where's This Going comes from Manscaped, who is #1 in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for every single one of your family jewels. Ki, you got any manscaping gems of a story for us?
You know what's crazy? Like, I've been planning on because I'm like giving too much information. I was about to give up.
That's okay. We've had a few guests that go. You have visual representations of what is going on below the belt for them.
Yeah, mine ain't too crazy. It's like just right. So, but I never had to like go like, I'm gonna go trim it up. But I was like, gonna go take care of it. I gotta take care of it. And then I literally was gonna go, buy some scissors and do but I feel awkward and weird, and I'm like, what am I doing? So here in the Manscaped, I definitely want to cop. I want to buy that and and see where it takes me. The most I ever did is like shave body hair, and like I never did waxing. I think that joint is like
Yeah. Lucky for you though.
yeah.
Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary skin-safe technology, so this trimmer will not nick or snag your nuts. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past. They also have the Crop Preserver, which is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits, and I've asked this question before, but why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body?
I have what's it called? I have ball wipes.
Do you? Do you? Oh, I think they sell those too.
I have meat wipes.
They call them meat wipes? That's hilarious. Do they work?
Yeah, they actually do work, bro. Like they keep your nuts fresh.
Wow,
so,
that's important.
So I'm pretty sure they got them.
They
well.
do.
And buy the whole kit.
Go buy that at manscaped.com as well. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WTG at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job. Your balls will thank you.
I'm definitely gonna use that code.
What? WTG, 20% and free shipping. Go use it. Anyways, let's get right back into it.
Yeah.
So for people that haven't listened to the Oxymorrons, first of all, go listen.
Facts, please.
That is one thing. But second of all is we take us a little bit through the history of Oxymorrons.
Yeah, it's a good time. History is crazy. So Oxymorrons generally started. I'm gonna say 2008, like the end of 2008. It was I came up with the name.
How'd you come up with that name?
Like a freaking nose, like stuffy and shit. It hit me. I'm a big fan of NERD and like Pharrell and those dudes. Like, they made me. NERD is when I seen them, I was like, oh shit, me. You know, like I was like, black kids from the hood, loves rap music and skateboarding. I skateboard. That's like one of my second loves, skateboarding and video games. All the stuff that I love, they loved, and I was like, and they were cool. So I was like, fuck yeah, like that shit is awesome. And because where I'm from, you didn't see that. Like it was mad. Everybody played basketball, football, or dudes selling drugs or doing some other shit. And so everything that I did besides rapping and getting fresh, like I was fresh, but I'd be skateboarding or like I would be looking like Cameron, but I was like listening to Metallica. So it was like, what the fuck? Like I was listening to System and Down, but I got like baggy-ass jeans and shit like that. And like looking mad hood and skateboarding. They're like, oh man, you're doing this white shit. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, get cultured, man. Get fucking cultured. But like, I see NERD and I was like, man, I gotta have a cool name. Because NERD was like, no one ever really dies. Like, that's the name of NERD, like nerds. I was like, fuck, that's a cool ass name. I was like, I gotta come up with a cool name. And I'm from Queens, New York. So Queens is like the most diverse place on the fucking planet, where it's like, you walk down every 2 blocks, it's like the culture changing. There's so much like cool food. Like, to me, I think Queens got the best food because you can find literally everything there. So it's popping. Like, yeah, we're the biggest boroughs. So we have a lot of land. So sometimes we don't have like every train, but like there's a bus that'll lead you to the right spot. But I remember getting on the bus. I think I was like on my skateboard, gonna link up with my homie, and I was coming up with a name, and it just hit me like out of like nowhere. I was like, Oxymorrons, because what we do, we fuse genres. Like we make things that's not supposed to be together, and that's what Queens is like. Queens is so diverse and everything else. So my lifestyle was always like that. So I was like, yeah, let me call it the Oxymorrons. So we started that. It was me and my homie Oni at the, me and him. He produced, I rapped, and that was it. Like it was just my brother D was in another group called Chemistry, and he was doing his damn thing. Like they were like about to get, like they was about to get signed. Like they was popping. Like they was doing it. They got songs on the radio, and then him and his partner like started having like creative differences, and like they split. And my brother was like, obviously devastated because especially when you're this close, like he was like hopping out of jets and shit, and like he was there. And he was devastated. I had to come back to her. He was like, yo, bro. And then I was like next up. Like he was gonna get there and like pop open the door and then we was gonna just, come through. And he was like, yo, bro, I'm done with music. I'm just gonna quit. And like, cause that's the thing about us. Like we all do a bunch of stuff. Like my brother was criminal justice degree. Like he turned down a job at the DA's office, like 100 grand a year.
Wow.
Like he's like, we're all like we're nerds in like many different ways. And like my brother was like, nah, man, I'm just gonna work at the office. And I was like, you don't want to do that shit. That's why I told him, you don't want to do that shit, bro. I'm gonna just join Oxymorrons. He's like, sure? I was like, yeah. I'll talk to Oni about it. He's gonna say yes. Like, just join us. So he joined us. And then we had our DJ at the time, Omar. He owned like a skateboarding shop. I used to go there every day and like kicking it. We used to do like cool shit and throw parties there. It was like we were like the coolest kids in like Forest Hills because of that shit. Like we used to do mad ragers and some stuff. I don't know. I really don't know how the cops didn't get us because like we were on a main strip because obviously like it was inside of a store. We're in a main strip, a plaza, and party music blowing, smoke everywhere, alcohol everywhere. Mad underage people, because I was 20, like, and there's mad people, like, I think I was like, 20 at the time. Mad people, there's definitely underage girls there, because I was bagging chicks, like, I was trying to, like, talk to girls, like, and literally maybe, like, 2 blocks down was the precinct.
Wow.
We were ragers, we still ragers, but, like, shit, I wouldn't do that shit now, because it's, like, too close for comfort, but, like, we was just doing it up, and we never got bothered. I guess because they just realized, like, oh, just the store doing a party. But they never like came through and stopped and was like, what are you guys doing over here? Never, not once. Thank God, because we'd been fucked. Or we probably would have been fucked. Either or. But like Omar, he DJs and we would like stay up all night and rehearse. And like, that's one thing, like, practice your craft, man. Like we rehearsed like crazy. When we first started, I was like, the whole summer, I was like, I'm not hanging out with no one. I'm just gonna rehearse and go in and we're gonna get this and we're gonna write music, and that's it. And we would rehearse. So when our first show came, destroyed. We kept doing that. And by the time our third show happened, third or fourth show, we opened up for Lupe Fiasco.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, because we were like serious about our shit. And so over time happened, like, what happened was my boy Oni, whatever, he had build up an ear infection, an ear problem. So he couldn't do music anymore. So Oni pulled out. I was like, fuck. And he was our main producer too. So it's like, damn, what are we gonna do? So me, D, and Omar kind of like pushed forward and we linked up with this band called Game Rebellion out in Brooklyn. They're fucking legends. Linked up with them and they kind of gave us like a studio and a place to kind of keep us floating. And then it's moving and meeting people, networking. We got a drummer. And then we were doing like the whole DJ drummer thing. Because eventually, at one point we know we wanted to have a full band eventually. But we just finding the pieces. And then life happens. Well, got rid of our one drummer. We switched off his name. And then we added Maddie. And what you see on stage now. And Maddie was our intern. Like he was like running around grabbing us gummy bears and dumb shit like that. And we needed a drummer one day, and we're like, yo, can you find us a drummer? And he was like, hey, I drum. I was like, learned like these 7 songs in 2 days and walked away.
Wow.
And he learned it like water. And as you can see, he's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Up there. And then more issues happened, and we added the guitars, and issues happened, and then Omar had to pull out because he had like a kid and like other stuff. And Omar was like older than all of us as well, so he was just like, he had to pull out, had to handle his life, which is cool. And then he dipped out, so now it was like, fuck, we need a band. Like, like who gonna play this shit? Like, who's gonna play the music? So we went and just found people. We had Adam went to school with Maddie at NYU, music program with each other. So we needed a guitarist. We called Adam. to come through and play with us on stage. Jaffe played in another band. He always heard about us. So he was like, yo, we sat and talked, and Jaffe was like, yo, fuck yeah, I'll be down, let's do this shit. There was another member, Joe, my guy, maybe like a year and a half ago, he had to kind of like pull back because he had like issues. He had to go through like dialysis and shit like that. He was sick. So he can't be like going on his tour with a fucking dialysis machine and like, so it's a dub. So he had to like pull back. He's still Oxymorron in our eyes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still family. But he had to just fall back and take care of his health at the end of the day. So it's all peaceful and love. But now, what you see is the Oxymorrons. That's like the fastest way to kind of like tell this fucking radical journey. But like, dealing with like, cause we did this stuff with Lupe, and then I think after Lupe we how did that work out? It was Lupe, and then Jay-Z and them like sponsored us. Like we like performed in his office and shit like that. Like,
I think I remember you telling me that one day when I came in.
Yeah. Like performed in his offices like that, and like The Rock and them dudes are like family to us. Like all of them, like Anne-Marie, his sister, like all of that shit was all of them, like they're like cool as fuck. So that happened, and then Gym Class Heroes, they were like kind of like the first band that would be like, yo, like let's do a tour. And so like Travi and the rest of the dudes are my brothers, like Matt and like Dasashi, those are my fucking guys. And then like doing shows like Ludacris and Juicy J and fucking, because of Travi, we did something. It was Kesha, Rihanna. It was weird because it was the last Girls on Earth tour, and clearly we a bunch of dudes. So like we were like the only dudes on that shit, but like it was cool as hell like to do that. And then we did what else did we do? Waka Flocka. That shit was amazing, really cool. He's a smart dude, man. He's a fucking genius. A lot of people don't give him credit. Like he plays this shit like a lot. That's the thing. Like, music industry is entertainment, and some people get caught up and really think they're fucking Undertaker. Like, it's a joke, bro. Like, we get like relax, like the entertainment, like, and people get caught up into it, and then that's how they start doing mad drugs, start doing mad shit, start wilding the fuck out. Cause like you're out there, you're doing the show. Like, remember that, like, remember who you are. Like, Spider-Man still remembers when he takes that suit off, like he's Peter Parker now. Like, know both sides, and that's the thing. And like I was discussing with him earlier, like tour is like awesome, but that shit could be stressful.
Wait, talk about a little bit what it's like on tour, and you guys just came back from touring. Where'd you guys go, and what's life on tour for people like myself who have never been on tour?
Life, like I was saying, like life on tour is fun. A lot of shit. It's a lot of drinking. If you're a drinker, it's a lot of drinking. If you smoke weed, I guess it's a lot of weed. It's a lot of like drugs. I've seen shit. It's a lot of, it's a lot of girls. A lot of girls are people that just do weird shit. Like, not telling you, just because there's a lot of girls doesn't mean that I'm outside like smashing all these chicks. Nah, bro. I'll be I'm mad peculiar. I'm focused in, and like I'm so focused. Like I've never had unprotected sex in my life.
Wow. People are knowing everything.
Yeah. I heard, yo, you got like the first of everything,
Wow.
bro. Yeah, I've never in my life. Because one thing is just people are fucking nasty. Two, I'm not ready to have a kid. So I don't want any mistakes. Like, oops, like, gotta do it now. And like, nah. And then like, for me, if I sleep with someone, it gotta be the right person. Cause I don't ever want to be like, damn, that's the girl you like. Like, you chose that. Like, you was hot or something. Like, you must have been on something. Like, nah, bro. No. If you gonna look, if my baby mother walk into the room, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. It's gonna be all smiles and not gonna be like I ain't gonna have to whisper. No way. But Yeah, like I don't be wilding on tour. Like usually after like we do our shows, we drink whatever. I'd be like, I'm ready to go back to the hotel or Airbnb. Like you're tired. Like you be do a bunch of shows back to back. Like one of the biggest ones we did 48 states.
Wow. And how many
Like
days?
we did them in it was like
What were the two that you didn't go to?
Alaska and Hawaii. Like costs a lot.
Naturally.
It costs a lot.
Wow. So literally every
Yeah, everywhere.
state.
North Dakota, South Dakota,
Wow.
Iowa. Iowa's popping. We still
Really?
go back. Yeah, Iowa's so fucking lit. Yo, shout out to Tiff and them. Catfish Hollow, like motherfuckers lit. So popping over there. Like, yeah, man, like literally every single state I've been to.
Do you have a favorite?
For shows, Iowa. For shows and like going to see, like I said, like Catfish Hollows and like Tiffany and them. Go over there, it's lit. Would I want to go there to kick it and like possibly build a house there? No. No. Like, nah, bro. I'm like a city slicker. I need like things moving, and over there it's too dry. I couldn't do that. But I love San Diego. San Diego is beautiful, man. That's the first place I've been to where I couldn't think of anything negative. Like I was just there and it was peaceful as fuck. Everything was peaceful. So San Diego, lit. Obviously LA's popping, Chicago's popping, like, you know, your major cities. I like Miami, but I don't think I could like, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and say I can't live there, but when I went there and I was out there, it was popping. Like, I was with Travi, popping, it was chilling with Dennis Rodman, T-Pain. It was like, Bun B was there, Dizzy Rascal from UK was there. It was lit. It was a great time. But I was ready to go home after a while because it was too plastic for me. Like, everything was either like plastic surgery or like porn industry. It was like too much for me. Which I get it, man. Like, that whole city was built off of cocaine. Like, bro, like, I get it. But I'm from New York City. I'm an artsy kid, and like, man, I after a while I'll be like, nah, I need real, you know. So, but yeah, that, and then obviously New York. New York is the greatest city. I haven't been to like Tokyo or anywhere else yet, but that's the place I love. I want to go to Japan so bad. But New York City, bro, is nothing like it. I don't care what anyone say. Even the girls, like, everything about New York City is like grade A.
I think
Oakland is lit too.
I think we're in agreement there about New York.
Yeah.
Your music, or Oxymorrons' music, is classified as alternative / indie.
Indie.
Now,
some shit.
one thing that I really, I was at your concert the other day. Really liked that, by the way.
Appreciate it, man.
And I think it was your brother who was talking about it at one point, is that you guys really don't. You guys like to talk about not fitting in a box, and
Yeah.
that and I think it's also even more so deeper than the music. I think it's also a very inclusive mindset, and that, you know, even at the concert the other day, it was like people from every walk of life,
Yeah.
gender, or like everything.
Everything, bro.
And I think that's
Everyone's
what's
welcome.
you know, is deeper than the music. Are you guys consciously thinking when you're making music about making new content that doesn't fit in a box? Is that the goal when you're making music? What's your creative mindset, and how do you guys kind of write together and bounce? I mean, you guys are a big band. What are you guys, 5 or 6 now? Or in the band?
Like, on stage, it's 5 of us.
Okay.
I guess you could say, like, press, how they like reveals for.
Okay. So then how do you guys kind of, what's the creative process like when you have 4 different people with different ideas?
In that case, I definitely would say 5, because Adam definitely puts in work in the studio too, like, or like whatever it is he wants to play. We all push ideas together. Like, sometimes we come in and be like, yo, I got this template. And everybody like, oh, cool. And we all sit down and be like, yo, what if we did this here? And like I was saying, my mind runs around all the fucking time. And like, I hope that I answered your last question, because I was thinking, like, did I even answer that shit right? Because my brain is always everywhere. But we we tend to, like, say for instance, if I have a hook or have like an intro to a song, like words, I have no music, and I usually like tell my brother, like, yo, I got this thing, like, man, like, we should hear, like, hey, let me hear it. He like, word, I fuck with it. Let me call the band. Like, we call each other, or we sit down with producers as well. Like one of our big dudes, Kenna, one of our guys. You know, we sit down with him and we come up with music. Or like, say for instance, Kenna has like worked on a production or whatever. We'll be like, all right, or when homie Charlie too, uh, we would be like, oh, this shit's tight. All right, I have some lyrics for. I'll lay lyrics down. Be like, now let's switch this guitar. Let's add in a fucking a different bridge. Or if there was no bridge, add a bridge. Let's do this. Or we hear the song, be like, yo, what if we did this, and I'm like, we don't consciously think and be like, all right, guys. Only at certain times we might hear a song and be like, this should sound like, say if we worked on a record and it'd be like, this should sound like something you would hear already outside. And it's like, if it's just right for that, if we like it and that's what it is, then we leave it. That's what it is. But like, it's not in the sense that we sit there and be like, yo, all right, it got to be out of the box. We just express ourselves, because we're not like, being yourself is already out of the box because you're the only one. So it's like, we just try to be ourselves as much as possible in the music. So, and then clashing all of us together creates this whole new shit. Because like I said, like music-wise, I listen to rock music. I listen to hip-hop. I literally, you know, the people that you be like, I listen to everything. I'm damn near listening to everything, bro. Like, maybe only things I don't really listen to is like, it has to be some real, like, some shit that's not good for my soul. If I don't like it, I'm just not gonna fuck with it. But like, I listen, like I said, I listen to K-pop. Like, I listen to like like literally, I've been listening to K-pop for years. Like Big Bang is like my favorite Korean band. I've been on this shit. Like I listen to grime, like music from UK. I listen to fucking elevator music. I love the music from Sims 1, the game. Like I literally play that shit. Oh, I have it in my phone like right now. Like I listen to everything, like, because everything plays a different moment for different times. So like we all, like, if the beginning of a song sounds like a hip hop record, I'll be like, mad scientist mind would be like, yo, what if the song started off like this, but then it ends off like with a cool bluesy jazz kind of like, and that's how we all, you know, come up with something new. And it's kind of like I said, Oxymorrons is combining things that aren't supposed to make sense. So that's what we do, and hence the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see everyone. Like, I wasn't gonna say this shit, but I just might say this shit. But like, because I'm like, I hope people don't take this wrong when I say this shit, because I don't know all the terms to it. And I'm thinking, man, like, maybe you shouldn't just say it at all. Like, because my manager be like, chaos sometimes just gotta shut up, don't say certain shit. But like, I'm just gonna say this. I'm a person that likes to see things that aren't supposed to match. like, like, if I was to see, like I would love, I hope everyone understand when I say this shit. Please understand me. I'm not. And if I said the terms wrong, please forgive me. I'm learning, and we all learning together. But I would love to see a transgender woman and transgender man marry each other. As weird as that shit sounds, like that for me, I'm like, that's fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah,
because it's like things that's not supposed to happen, and they found beauty within each other. It's like, holy shit, that's amazing. And I love seeing that. So like, at an Oxy show, like, we've done stuff like, you know, like, I don't care, bro. Whoever you are, you raging with us, we chilling. I don't care. It's all love. That's what we don't care if we don't care if you're queer or if you're straight as a fucking board, bro. Like, you're accepted here with us because we all love each other. And it's like, and if those two people happen to love each other, y'all is fucking cool. That's like the most coolest thing because that's not supposed to happen. And like I want to see that. I like to see that like society take over. Like I would love to see a female in the NBA, not like in the NBA. Like I would love to see a girl like bodying dudes in the NBA. Like that's just because naturally that's not supposed to fucking happen, quote unquote. So for us, we kind of create music in that way because our minds are set in that way. Like we're just like, yo man, like we just pull things together. Like Jaffe be having net shirts on with his nipples all out and shit. And like it's just like we're just free like that. We're free. We accept everyone for what they think and the way they move and who they are. So we do that with our music. We accept certain things. If it doesn't generally fit, it's like clothes, like fashion. If it just doesn't look good or sound good, we just say, nah. We try some shit and it was like, whoa, no. We thought this was gonna be cool, and it ended up not being cool. And like we're working on this record right now. But we got a good portion of it done. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody because they have Rhapsody. And like, you know how like that song had like mad different emotions. We're doing the same thing where we're just flipping it and doing our version of it.
What's it been like working with your brother?
Cool. It's cool as fuck. Like me and my brother always still like do like cool shit like that when we were kids, like play like Ninja. So like so like playing in games and like playing like co-op video games and stuff like that with each other. So now it's like, you know, co-op in the career mode for real. Like that's what it's like. It's cool. I mean, at times we clash. That's natural shit though. Like I clash sometimes with everyone in the band. That's normal. Like maybe me and Jaffe never clashed. Like me and Jaffe just be like, cool. But we never really tripped about anything. But one of us has, like, we all argued with each other. Whether it's about, like, a thing of music, like, nah, bro, like, it's gonna be fucking trash, don't do it. Or, like, yeah, bro, like, blah, blah, blah. Or, bro, I don't think you should be doing this. Or, bro, shut up, I want to do this. Like, whatever it is, like, we sometimes clash. But it's like, and then after that, it's like, let's get some food. It's always loving. Being with my brother is cool because, like I said, being on the road for a very long time, sometimes I was on the road on my birthday. And like, it's cool to have one family member with me, you know what I mean? Like for my birthday. And it's just like, and it's dope. Me and Maddie share the same birthday. So it's like, it's cool. We always celebrate with each other because it's like, it's my birthday, it's your birthday. I know you're doing some shit. You know, I'm doing some shit. Like just always meet up, you know? But yeah, like it's always just like love. It's always love at the end of the day. Like me and my brother, it's cool to do that. It's cool to, it's like, it's just cool. I talk to my mom. I gotta pass him the phone at times. Like, it's just like, it's cool. It's experience to know someone that long. Like on stage, we have a non-verbal communication. Like I could just look at him and I know exactly what he's telling me. Or he could look at me and I know exactly what he's saying. And that communication is starting to build up with the rest of the brothers. And yes, but me and my brother obviously had it first because we've been around each other since I came out.
Finally, to wrap things up,
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see?
How long have we been talking?
I think probably about an hour and a half.
Word shit.
Where do you see? Do you have goals for? Do you have well, it's gonna be like a 5-part question.
Yeah.
What are some of your personal goals? What are some of Oxymorrons' goals?
Mm-hmm.
And where do you see Oxymorrons in 5 years, 10 years, and 30 years?
Okay. Start off with my personal goals, I guess, because you said that first. I'm OCD. Like, if someone says, like, say, for instance, you'd be like, oh, pass me the vodka and Coke. I have to get vodka first, because you said vodka first. It's weird with me. But, yeah, like, for me, I have plans on my things that I'm doing, fashion. I have a brand that I'm working on called Divine. It's a lifestyle brand, more of a sense. It's like, I'm doing like clothes, home goods like candles and like bed sheets and shit, and books, spirituality shit, like divine. It ties back into what I was talking about earlier, this understanding your divinity and knowing that you're divine and we're all divine. So like even on my page, my personal page, there's not a moment where I don't say the word divine. And because I do that to show the like it's kind of like giving back to the universe and God and like kind of representing him. And it's a big story how I kind of even got into the name divine, but divine is that lifestyle. So some people like might stop and call me divine, and that's cool. If you call me that, that's the truth. But at the same time, you're divine too. Like, so I want you to rock the clothes, and like divine message in a sense is like what I said earlier. Is finding out who you are and self-love. It's all about self-love. And with self-love is loving other people as well. And then I'm working on this brand that I kind of like created maybe when we started Warped Tour, the first day of the Warped Tour shit. It's called FYB, Fuck Your Brand. And I guess this shows duality in me because like divine is like very spiritual. And the other side is like it's mad aggressive, like fuck that shit. Fuck Your Brand is more of a movement than a clothing line, and anything is gonna be clothes. But it's more than a movement. I started it because I found these Skechers, these fucking Skechers, and no one rocks Skechers, bro. Like, if you rock Skechers, either like middle America, or you're at a certain age when you want to be comfortable, or whatever, like, like, or you're like 10 and your mom bought you these shit, so you just rocking it. But no one's like, yo, I'm going to cop some Skechers. I was out and I was looking for something to wear for Warped Tour, and I looked and I was like, them sneakers are fire. Like, what are those? I looked and I was like, oh shit, they're Skechers. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck. I'm buying them. That's how I am. I don't care I don't care. I'm not a label whore. So I don't care if it happens to be like Balenciaga and I'm fucking rocking it. But I'm rocking it because I like it. But if it happens to be whatever, it could have been something that you made, bro. And if it's hot, I'm rocking it. And I'll wear it every day, like as if it's like, Gucci. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So I took it and I was like, I showed it to one person. I was like, yo, those are Skechers. And they're going crazy about it. And I was like, I had this whole artistic approach. I was like, I'm gonna go get some duct tape and I'm gonna cover the logo. I'm gonna cover Skechers logo. And I covered it on one, because there's only the S on like both sides on each shoe. On one side on each shoe. I covered one side and I was like, what am I writing? I was like, fuck your brand. So I wrote fuck your brand on it because I was like, I wanted to cover the logo. And on the other side, I put KI Oxymorrons. And I'm walking out, I wore them shits for work. Everybody's like, yo, them fucking sneakers are fire. What are those? Like, oh, they're going nuts. And I'm like, and I put them online and people are like, yo, those shoes are fire. Blah, blah. Like, are you making those? I want a cop. And I'm like, if I told people those were Skechers, they would be like, oh, okay. And like not give a fuck. But the fact that I want people to love product for the product. I want people to love some shit for what it is. Like, you like it, buy it, like it, bro. Like, don't go fuck if someone, like, don't do it because of the name or people looking fucking distasteful in a Bathing Ape t-shirt because you got Bathing Ape on does not make you fresh, bro. Like, love what you exactly love. Don't love it because the mass love it or anyone else love it. So me covering up the logo was in a sense of showing the artwork of the creative director at Skechers at that moment. Like, he's fucking fire, whoever made these shits. The colorway was perfect. And so I'm planning on probably a lot of the sneakers that I wear, I'm gonna cover the logo and just be like, and have fuck your brand on it. And I'm gonna make my own merch. Clearly I can't take other shit and sell it and do that. But that's gonna be the thing. A lot of my friends are already like, yo, fuck that. I'm about to start doing the duct taping the logos to my clothes and being like, fuck your brand. And that in itself is gonna become like a lifestyle. So FYB, coming soon, even though it's here, but coming soon. Like, a lot of cool shit is coming. Um, and then after that, I'm doing my own YouTube channel, a gaming channel, and in the gaming channel, I'm just gonna just like play a bunch of games, do my funny shit, like show my personality. Um, I mean, be cooking, do cooking shit. I want to do like I would love. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it here. I'm gonna have a podcast episode,
Ooh,
right? I want you in it.
I'd be honored.
I want you in it. I'm gonna like I have two stories that I have like in mind. One, I was having like dinner and I was eating with it was me, it was a girl, the girl's bisexual, and then the guy gay. Eating and we're talking about like sex and shit and like mad different things. And like the gay guy's like, nah, every straight guy has a little gay in him. And I'm like, no. And I'm like talking about that and like just the ideas alone as we're having those conversations, I was like, holy fuck, the world needs to hear this. Because we all sitting down expressing who we are and we're all respectful to each other. And I'm learning shit that I would never know because I'm just not in that lifestyle. But we're talking about different things and even for the only thing that was missing out of that conversation was having a full lesbian like view because this girl she started off as a lesbian and then transitioned into like liking guys now, but she can appreciate girls, but that was like a whole different view. So I think it'd be cool just to have that conversation about like sexuality and raw shit and just like, oh shit. So I want to do an episode like that. Hopefully no one steals my shit before. And if they do, fuck it, I'm still gonna do it again because I don't care. I want to do it for me. And then I just want to like have a podcast that's about like pop culture stuff, like what's been going on. Like it's like talk about certain things that shouldn't happen and like certain things that should happen. I'm like on the fence. I'm going to talk about certain shit, but like obviously I'm in the industry, so at the same time it's kind of like I gotta be nice. Like I'm still on the come up. I can't be talking too much of my shit and like can't do that. But you know, I want to do that, and whatever conversations that we have, I want to have that conversation, have some like tequila and really like talk it out. That should be cool. So I want to do that, and then I'm gonna do that, and within all of that, I'm gonna like vlog and stuff, and creating a video game. I'm creating this video game. I'm gonna say the name now. It's I'm not gonna get too deep with like how the game works or what like about it because I don't want people stealing that idea. And if you do, fuck it, just let me play. Like I want to play the shit because that's generally the reason why I started it. It's called Origami High, and pretty much what it is like it's like a choice-based game, and like your Mass Effects or Fables, whatever, like decisions you make affects the story of the game and stuff like that. But I'm adding. I'm gonna say this on record, so like this should come out, and then someone else do it later. Y'all jack my shit, bro. So I'm adding a clock system into it. So like if you don't like, say for instance, you have a girlfriend in the game, and you're supposed to meet up with your girl at 6 o'clock, but then you go hang out and do some other shit. It affects the story and it affects your relationship with that person. So I'm getting into like real life and depth where it's like even with like, because I love the game Mass Effect, and it's like a sci-fi choice-based game where like you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that doesn't care. It's like open like sexuality, and it's like cool shit. And I was like, what if Mass Effect was like Grand Theft Auto, like a real world? Like it wasn't like sci-fi, it was like realistic. So I'm doing that now. It's gonna be about this kid, your character, and your character is gonna get in trouble, gets sent to live with your brother, and that's your brother's like gonna get started again. The brother's gonna be like, well, you're here now. You have a clean slate. Whatever decisions you make, you become. Hence the name origami. Whatever you fold yourself into you were just a blank piece of paper, and now like you're a swan, you know, whatever you fold into. So it's like, and it's like high school because I'm still riding the fence off if it's gonna be in high school setting, or if it's just like metaphor in the sense of you just learning. You know what I mean? Like, you're learning your life as you go on. So and I'm with that I'm creating a company called Dress Code Gaming, where every game you play is gonna be like that. Like you're gonna be fit into the game. Like even with sports games, like when like 2K made that like the story mode when like things you do with like imagine like if it was decision based, like all right, I'm not gonna go to the Knicks, I'm gonna go to here, and like it affects like dude, it's like cool as fuck. So I want all my games when people play it, they feel like they're in it and like, oh shit, that's like you're on the edges of your seats, even if it's just a sports game, you know. So besides that,
It's got a lot of well, I love it. A
yeah,
lot of personal goals.
yeah, I got a lot of
What
personal
about
goals.
where do you see Oxymorrons in 10
Yeah,
years?
so I was gonna say, that's like my personal shit. Oxymorrons in 10 years, one of the biggest bands that's gonna affect culture. Um, we're gonna affect culture in a pop standpoint, like affect pop culture. We're gonna affect fashion culture, and we're just gonna affect music culture to make people more free. And I mean, keep pushing on the train that Pharrell and your Timbalands and everybody else started, where you're just being these kids from the hood and you're trying like it's okay for you to pick up a guitar, bro. Like don't feel like you can't do it because you're not cool enough, like, or that's that weird different shit. And it's like if you want to pick up a guitar, do it. If you want to pick up the saxophone, do it. Like do whatever the fuck you want to do in, you know, layman's terms. But I think we're gonna affect culture. We're gonna have an album that's gonna go platinum. I know for a fact. There's no fucking way we cannot have an album with them, especially with the new music that we have. There's no way I'm not gonna have a platinum plaque. Promise you, we're gonna have one. And then you know, doing tons of shows, living life, creating more assets for other people. Um, Opening up a school. Like I know I wouldn't do that for sure. That's personal shit, I guess. But like Oxymorrons, like, you know, investing into other people's dreams and pushing people forward, touring a lot, creating a bunch of albums. I think we might.
It's endless.
Yeah, we create a bunch of albums. I want to say we're gonna do our thing, but I don't think we're gonna like fuck it up. Like fuck it up in the sense of like, you know, you're supposed to have been hanging up and he's still doing it. Like we're still gonna do it in the sense of like doing shows. Like we're gonna be like 65. Like you're random like Oxymorons tour, like old and dusty. Might break a hip on stage. Like, yeah, we're gonna like do shit like that. And yeah, and like literally become like Hall of Fame. I think we're gonna like really change culture in a way, like make people look at things different. Like, oh shit, like, like in a time where it's needed, we need to love each other more now. I think it's needed, and I think that we have that energy. So yeah, man, Oxymoron is gonna be one of the biggest bands. If not Beatles big, we're gonna be Oxymorons big.
Love it. You can find KI on Instagram at KI_Kami. You can also please go follow the Oxymorrons as well at Oxymorrons with 2 R's. That's OXYMORRONS. You can also find their last 2 singles, Sea Stars and What's My Name, as well as all their other music on all the biggest platforms in the world. Check out oxymorrons.com. That's OXYMORRONS.com for all their upcoming projects, tour dates, information.
Oh yeah.
You have a project soon called Gateway Drug that's dropping soon as well.
Oh yeah.
And a next single that is called Loser that will be out shortly as well.
Mm-hmm.
KI, I never thought 5 years ago we'd be sitting right here.
Me
But
either.
you know, I'm very, very happy that we made it happen.
I always knew you'd end up at a show. I always knew like I would like look in the crowd and be like,
yes, sir.
Felix.
And it won't be my last.
Nah, bro. It's the start.
can't wait to see you guys platinum and Oxymorrons. Big.
Oh, before you go, I wanted to ask you. Maybe we could I'll ask you on air.
You can ask me.
How? Because I want the people to know as well. What was your experience like coming to our show?
That's a good question. I didn't know, I listened to your music, so I knew like the songs and I knew kind of the vibe. But what I felt was, and I granted that venue was also perfect for that because it was like a smaller venue.
Yeah,
so it was right. So it was more like an intimate experience, and I think what really stood out to me was kind of the passion. I mean, you know, I saw you after. I mean, you know, you're drenched in sweat. You don't at that point you don't care. It's like all else. There could be fires outside. Doesn't matter. Like you guys are all there, present for that 45 minutes, hour, whatever the show is. And it's just incredible intensity. And you do feel like it's mixing of genres and you don't even know what the genre is and it doesn't really matter. And I think it's definitely for anybody who's thinking of going to a show, go to a show. And it's definitely an experience. And you walk out and you're almost like tired. You're like, holy shit, like that was so much, all at once. But it's great and I'm excited for the future. So thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's cool as fuck. Appreciate it, brother. It's like, yeah.